when you are struggling with a piece, when you are working with it, and you're thinking, this part sucks, or you are quite mad, you're angry at something, frustrated. I think it's a good idea to turn the attention around as we reverse the intention to get to draw. Now we have to reverse the intention about how we're thinking about pieces in trouble. And you have likely done something that is quite good in your piece, something that is lovely. And instead of dismissing the painting because the shoes are bad or something like that, then think about how lovely you painted the coat or the person's hand or features, and then bring everything up to that point. And when you know something like that, and I'm struggling with this part, this point, you can ask for help. And critiquing is an interesting bit of thing, because a lot of people have weird experiences with critiques, both giving and both receiving. Sometimes you just get bad advice, and people's people will say, "Well, my best thing that I ever learned from getting bad advice that was to second guess it and actually think about who is giving me instruction." But I think that you can avoid most shortfalls both when you are giving critiques, but also when you are receiving critiques, by starting with one fundamental question. And that is, in my experience, what is your opinion about the piece? And it is both when you are giving critique, you ask, well, what do you think about this painting? And it's also when you are receiving critique, you start by saying, I have this opinion about this painting. Like, you don't have to tell me about this thing, but I'm struggling with this thing and I know that you can do it. Because, like, when you're asking for help, you don't ask for advice from a plumber if your TV is broken. The same way, you should, look at the teacher and say, well, I know that he can solve this problem for my thinking. And by putting the scope down, by asking the students and saying, hey, what's your opinion? What do you think you succeeded at? Then you can both bless them, because you can say, yeah, you did a good job on this part that you yourself noticed. And then when they are using their own language to describe what they are struggling with, you are now much more able to help them using their own words, using their own vocabulary to expand their understanding so that they can make the rest of the painting as lovely as that part they think succeeded. Of course, sometimes you think nothing is going right, and then you might be thinking maybe the painting might just not be worth the effort then, because you have not found a general subject matter that you yourself feel that you can attend to. And so when you are asking for help, really think about, well, what is it that I want to become better at, and don't make it everything, because it's too wide a field. Like, art is so vast. It's really exciting how much you don't know, because this you can always learn more. And so it's really just taking it in and saying, okay, you know what? I will just take this little piece and be a master of what little I know. And then once we have struggled with that, we can learn a little bit more. And then, after a while, we might be a master of a whole lot, but it must still be a very small part of the whole total of artistic expression possible. But it might be just enough for you to have a lovely time painting and drawing. And so think about critique, and next time you even look at a painting that you are struggling with, maybe you don't even need a person to look at it. Just look at it and say, what's my opinion? And you might say that out loud, and your cat is looking at you. but then write down or say it out loud and actually like don't just dismiss the painting because something went wrong, but think about what went right, and then again, bring everything up there. Yeah. So that's something about critiquing and mindset about painting, I guess. Thanks for listening.